Hello, YouTube. It's been a while. I apologize for disappearing and not uploading anything for pretty much a whole year, but one excuse piled up after another, and yeah, it just got away from me. But with this new season and it currently being the ALGS off season, I'm definitely planning on doing a lot more content starting with this video, and a lot more VOD reviews. I've already done them on Twitch for champs, and a couple from Sweden will be coming, but just wanted to make this quick little intro before we get to the patch note review that more stuff is coming, a lot more stuff, coaching content, educational content, and just anything I can kind of think of Apex related. So if you're still with me, appreciate you for being here. But yeah, enjoy this quick little Season 14 patch note analysis and map review as well. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, I haven't looked at Vantage. I know like the gist of hers, but we'll go through it one at a time. I know like I know like the gist of her, and I don't think she'll be a competitive legend at all. So she seems like she'll be fun for ranked and comp. All right, hold up. Let's watch at least a little bit. Let's see what it's like.
Contreras is no ordinary teenager.
Actually, I'll set that on for all the mobile users.
I raised her in the frozen wilds of Lagos, where there is but one truth. Everything wants to kill you. Mara may be young, but she has been preparing for this moment.
Okay, I actually haven't even watched the other trailer. Bro, is this the new lighting for Kings Canyon? Because that looks fucking nice. So that's a mid-range scope. I'm assuming that was her passive on the top left. Wraith. Okay, cool, but what, I'm curious. What are these other armors? Damn, is KC actually gonna be fun? Dude, I feel like this actually could be a really good version of KC. I hope I don't eat my words in like a week, but we'll see. So that team's entire armors. Wow, that's actually really good. That's actually like really good info.
In your case, it came down to skill.
A true hunter, she will get the lay of the land before engaging.
The white armor was bigger, that's why I thought it was potentially
has no chance at escaping.
Yeah, that passive actually seems like pretty good, honestly. Like, it's nothing like game-breakingly crazy, but it's a good bit of info to like go into a fight.
Vantage can use Echo to relocate to a more
okay, that guy's.
Position.
Hold on, we gotta work on the. We gotta launch the Kovacs.
Echo to relocate to a more strategic position. I'd tell you to be on your guard.
So that's her Q.
Vantage can use Echo to relocate to a more strategic
That's cool. I like that actually. Okay, I like that.
But it won't matter. If Vantage
and right, this is their sniper.
her crosshairs, you'll never see her coming.
That one's for my mom.
Whatever threats these games hold, she will be ready. Time to show them what I taught you.
That's nice. I mean, like I said, I think she'll be a fun legend. I don't think she'll be comp at all. She just, excuse me, like for comp, I feel like the best part of her kit is honestly her passive. Because there are some times where you're like not sure if a team's like a duo or a three-man, or like just being able to see a team's armor before even engaging with them is actually really nice. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's a lot of info on whether or not you can like take that fight. The sniper lets your teammates do more damage. Oh, which applies a damage bonus for you and your team. I'm not sure I like that, but okay. That could be pretty fucking griefy. Like if your team is running all snipers and like you lead with a Vantage shot, and then they get the damage amp. Or, better yet, Skull Pierced repeater. Level past account level 500 through 3 additional tiers of 500 levels, bring the effective level to 500 tier 3. This increases and adds 345 additional Apex packs. I mean, this is honestly really cool. This is like, it's something they didn't have to do, but I give them props. This is really cool of them to do. Now, I feel like, is that total... Okay, yeah, the total number is now 544. So if you get to max rank, everybody gets at least one heirloom. That's pretty cool. Good on them. Battle Pass challenges cannot be completed in either Battle Royale or not. Okay, I don't know, who cares? We have the following max tier distribution among players who played more than 10 hours of ranked versus Seasons 12. Split 1. Okay, so... these numbers seem good. But, man, I hope... Oh, this is split 1. Wait a minute. Never mind. This is split 1. The following max tier distributed among players in split 2. Played more than 10 hours of ranked. Okay. The numbers seem good distribution-wise, but let's see. Hold on. Entry cost +5 to all. Okay. Remove diminishing returns on eliminations. Wait, why do they remove diminishing return? I mean, I guess it didn't really matter because people were running it down anyway, but is this really gonna fix anything? Big RP games, right, but like, do we need to do that? Like, yeah. I mean, normally I try to think of it from like the broad sense of the game, but right now I'm purely thinking about it from like the level I play at. I feel like this is just gonna make it more time-based again, like a time-based grind instead of like actually who's good. I mean, even though like, obviously like, it will show who's good, but I'm thinking like, you know, 3 weeks down the line, like, I like the first split of this season. Granted, you know, the numbers weren't there. It was a little bit difficult, but I felt like the first split of this season was one of the best ranked like races we've ever seen. Like the race to rank 1 was actually super exciting between like Hal and Watson because it felt actually like mega competitive. It was very difficult for them to grind. There was an upper like ceiling. This kind of removes that a little bit. Not as much, obviously, but like I feel like this is just gonna exacerbate the problem in Masters and whatnot. If we still have the same lobbies we've been having, I don't know, that seems a little weird. People in this tier are struggling because this tier are just farming them. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you can turn on ranked at any hour. Go to streams, look at, like, you could pull up literally 6 to 7 different pro player streams, all playing on the same server, but they're all in different games. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. Laser sights, new attachment to replace barrels for SMGs and pistols, reduced hip fire spread. I really wish they'd give more numbers on this. The more in-depth your passionates are, I feel like the better, but I don't know. Like, what does reduced hip fire spread mean? Like, give me numbers, man. Give me percentages. Great rotation. G7 returns to the floor. Yes, sir. I love that. Volt returns to the floor. Don't love that. Bow check and Rampage. Okay, so those leaks were right. I think, as much as I love the bow, personally, I think it's such a fun weapon to use, even though it's a little bit busted. I think if I would not be opposed to this being in the care package, like, permanently. I think the fact that it has its own ammo type, it doesn't dilute the pool like crazy, but it still does. You know what I mean? So, I feel like, it is such a unique weapon. I wouldn't be opposed to this just staying in the care package, like, forever. Personally. Rampage, we'll have to see how it goes. Do we know if it's, like, fully charged or how it is, or how it goes? Comes with a thermite. That's good, at least. I mean, this shit's probably gonna be fucking... Dude, when somebody is knocking on your door with one of these in a care package, you're probably gonna get your shit pushed in. I would imagine a care package Rampage hits real fucking hard. Wingman returns to the floor. Car SMG returns to the floor. Devotion goes into the crafter. RE45 and hammer points. That's interesting. You might be seeing me craft that a lot, just because I'm kind of a hammer point enthusiast lately. Gold weapon. Longbow, Scout, Mozambique, R9, Hemlock. Mozambique? So I guess hammer points are still on the ground. SMGs, base hip... Okay, so this is... Alright, so this is why I was holding out on the laser sight. I'm glad they're doing this. So base hip fire spread increase on both ARs and SMGs. Okay, I was hoping they did that. Because if we had, like, the current, like, Season 13, if we had the hip fire spread values there, and then you throw laser sight on top of that, man, that shit would have been busted. Because, like, SMGs already kind of have, like, perfect hip fire. And I like this, too. I think ARs are way too good close range. Not like that they need to be nerfed. They're just, like, they're so fucking strong. EVA 8, recoil improvements. Be interested to see what that means. Is this really, like, what does that mean? Now it takes stocks. That's interesting. Removed 1 pellet from blast pattern. Fire rate increased from 2.3 from 2.0. Pellet damage increased to 7 from 6. So they took 1 pellet out, but they increased the damage on them. Quick, what's the math on that? Someone give me the math on that. Bolt rate of fire bonus increased as well. Holy fuck. So they really want to make it like a AA12 basically, which like I'm for. I like diversity in the shotgun meta. I just hope it's not the primary shotgun. I personally, Eva meta was not the most enjoyable for me personally. Bow check bow. Damage at full draw increased to 70 from 60. Tempo draw speed increased from 0.38 for 0.32. Shatter caps damage increased from 12 from 11. Okay. Fired arrows can no longer be collected. Arrow spawns have been removed from the floor. So this thing is gonna fuck. Damage increased from 20 to 28 from 26. Rampage comes with thermite grenade. Okay, so not a terribly crazy increase, but that's... I mean, it's still gonna hurt. Volt damage reduced. Still gonna be insane. Scout damage reduced to 34 from 36. Headshot multiplier reduced. That's good. That is very good. Double tap hop up burst fire delay increased. All right, this isn't gonna matter to most people, but I'm a huge double tap enthusiast. Trust me, use the double tap. This shit is so good. People sleep on that shit so much. L-Star, increase projectile speed. Increase number of shots before overheat at base to 24 from 20. Remove bright red flash when hitting non-armored targets. Okay. I mean, it's the L-Star. I don't know. I don't think the L-Star... I actually don't think the L-Star is that bad. I just don't like using it. I don't know. It's just me, though. Like, I've used it a couple times, and it's absolutely banged, but, like, I would just rather use... I'm just much more comfortable with the Havoc. That's more my speed. I don't think the L-Star is really that bad. It's terrible if you don't have a stock, though. Bro, the pull-out, like, the animation to pull it out or, like, put it away is so slow if you do not have a stock. It's bad. RE45, increase iron sight FOV to 70 to be consistent with other pistols. Honestly, I'm glad because that shit threw me off personally. Increase shade speed of 5% to be consistent with other pistols. I didn't know it was slower, actually. Okay. But I like that. The RE45 ADS always seems so weird to me. This is such a great change. I used to be one of those people that would get mad when they'd nerf Wingman, but this is such a good change. I still wouldn't mind seeing like a minor strafe speed nerf on it, but other than that, like the ammo efficiency is one of the big problems why Wingman was so good. It was one of those things you didn't really notice because you're just sitting there shooting shots, but then you also have like, you know, a million nades or a million heals to go into the next fight. Now you actually have to run like... I was gonna say, I was wondering what the sniper ammo stack now is. So it goes from 24 to 28, which is a buff to snipers all around, obviously. Yeah, so now you're gonna like... Because previously, you could survive on 3 stacks of heavy for likely most of the game. And that's, what, 180 shots? This is a really good change. It's still going to make the Wingman relevant. It'll still be a really strong weapon. And it's going to make sniper mags more common too, which is always really nice. Because let's be real, it's like 1 or 2 people in a lobby running snipers, and then you can never find the shit you need for it unless you actually scrap loot everything. Spitfire, recoil adjustments to increase vertical barrel climb. To increase vertical barrel climb, okay. Spitfire now uses light ammo and magazines. I like that change a lot. As well. If you've been here through my Season 13 rants since the beginning, since the Stormpoint split, because Stormpoint, you gotta remember, we had the R3 in the care pack, or in the crafter, sorry. And I used to rant so fucking much about how awful the light weapon pool is compared to the heavy weapon pool. So this is actually a really nice change to give more strength to light ammo guns. Because at the start of season 13, with the R3 and the crafter, the only light guns you had on the floor were like Alternator, R9, RE45, P20. Meanwhile, you had every single heavy weapon was like 100% viable throughout the entirety of the game. I mean, now you have Scout and R3, so it's a little bit better. But I think putting the Spitfire, putting anything from the heavy weapon pool on light is really good. Car goes either way. I don't think you can count car for one or the other. 30-30. Dual loader has been worked into the base of 30-30. And also Skull Piercer, by the way. Alright, see, I mean, that's scary. Massive. Projectile growth reduced. Base fire rate reduced to 1.1 from 1.2. Dual loader removed. That's huge. I didn't expect that. I mean, Massive is literally, like, it's just so fucking good. But, like, it had that care package weapon feel. Dual loader, yeah, it's almost balanced now. Yeah, I mean, it was really good. I think that's fine. Yeah, now that I think about it, like, I liked it. It felt like a really good care package gun, but now, I mean, come to think of it, like, if another team is a Massive, you basically just fucking lose. Deadass Tempo has been worked into the base Sentinel? Holy shit! That's a great change. Well, honestly, I mean, I'm scared to buff the Sentinel, because honestly, this gun is so underrated. But it's also such a, like, high-risk, high-reward weapon. All right, double tap adds burst fire mode. Right, we already know that. Skull Piercer, 35% headshot damage increase on longbow. Wingman, and 30-30. Remove Deadeye's tempo and shatter caps from floor loop. Boosted loaders has been reduced to epic quality from legendary. Do they still have their same headshot damage? Is normally when they put Skull Piercer in, the high-end damage is buffed, but the normal damage is nerfed. I don't know if I like that. All right, we know about the new gold bag. It's pretty nice. I fear it might be a little too strong. Honestly, just from like a value standpoint, this actually scares me a lot. Like obviously you're not popping Phoenixes like crazy in a fight, but being able to stack 2 Phoenixes in one slot is insane if you're trying to hold a spot and conserve economy. That's really good. This is gonna be like low-key insanely busted. Fused with gold back from trials? I don't know what you're talking about. This is obviously like, I mean, you all know how I feel. I feel like every other person in the scene on this. Yeah, I'm curious, if you have the gold bag, can you pick out 3? Do you get 3 bats at once? Like, if like say there's like 10 bats in the Loba ult and you're wearing the gold bag, do you get 3 per slot? That would be huge. Honestly, this is one of the best changes the game's ever seen, I think. Self-revive gone. Sorry, casuals that farmed that one awesome, incredible interaction of someone clutching your game for you. But then, you know, the other 99, 100 million miserable times everyone else had bad interactions with it. I apologize, but this is needed to go. I didn't really care so much about, like, it being completely gone. I would have honestly been fine with the concept of self-revive being... You can do it if you die in a fight, but as soon as all 3 of you are knocked, you just die. I would have been cool with that version of it, too. It's just the whole getting free fucking placement when your team is actually dead is ridiculous. And no, the whole, oh, well, good players should just thirst the knocks while they're fighting someone else is not, like, a good excuse. If that's your thinking, then, man, I sometimes wish I had your silver lobby games. Arcstar, reduce stick damage on armor to 10 from 40. Very good. Remove aim slow on stick. I'm trying to... Hold on. I'm trying to think back... Because they've changed Arcstars a lot. Didn't they used to be like this? Where it used to be like it didn't slow you on stick. But it did on the... Yeah. And then they changed it back. And, dude, I remember losing my mind. The NA pros, we have like a Twitter group chat where we like, you know, organize a lot of shit and also just like shit talk a lot. I'm sure you've seen the Petty Boss videos if you're on Twitter at all. I remember, like, losing brain cells, because there were a lot of NA pros that thought the Arcstar got nerfed when they brought it back, and, like, they were saying it was, like, they nerfed the Arcstar again. I'm like, dude, that's literally the most busted thing about Arcstars, is that they slow you. I mean, it looks like, from this, it looks like it still slows you, it just doesn't slow your aim, which is still nice. That's better than nothing. Detonation damage increased from 75 from 70. Because that's 75, these numbers are flesh numbers, right? Because that means it's more, this is more, realistically, this is more, right? Because if you don't know, Arcstars do more damage to armor than flesh. So, like, these numbers are flesh numbers. This is if you don't have any armor. So I don't know why they keep buffing the damage. It's like the second time in a row I think they've buffed damage. Explosive bolts added blue attachments to possible spawns, added laser sights to the pool, reduced spawn rate of gold mags. Alright. I've seen people say Valk is dead. These are the big changes. VTOL jets. Acceleration on activation decreased by about 8%. Fuel consumption on activation increased by 33%. Aerial boosting and strafing take a 20% debuff when hit by slowing effects. That's good. I hated the fact that she didn't... That was like a get out of jail free card. Added a third orange state to the fuel meter UI between green and red. Okay. I mean, that's... I like those changes, to be honest. It might be... It's hard to tell if it's too much or too little. But if you were here yesterday, you would know the Valk changes that I'd want to see are the Valk, her micro. She's not only is she the best macro rotate character in the game, she's also one of the best fighting characters in the game. So I'm not opposed to seeing the changes like this, personally. Aim/turn slow removed. Very good. Move slow duration to increase from 2.5 to 2 seconds. Very good. Reduce explosion radius from 175 to 125. Very good. I like that a lot. Thank you. All right. Height reduction of her ult reduced by 25%. Launch time reduced from 5.5 seconds to 5 seconds. Coupled with the height reduction, players in Valkyrie now travel upward at a slightly slower speed. Honestly, these are good. I like this, personally. I mean, this is going to be the big one. You're going to see a lot of people failing Valk ults for like the first week, or maybe even longer, because you're not going to know what walls you can get over and what you can't. So this one will be a little bit. This one will be a little bit interesting. But these, like, I like these a lot personally. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I think these are really good changes. Like I said, I wanted to see her micro be nerfed. Not necessarily her macro as much. But her macro did need a little bit of nerf too, so I think when you use Valkyrie, it should be a lot more dangerous than it is. It should be purely for rotation. In the perfect world. So it being a little bit more risky to use, like I'm a fan of. I like these changes. Should she still be able to hit beacon? Yes. Alright, I've already been on this soapbox yesterday. I'm gonna go on it again just for this duration of this. But if you take off beacons and give it from Valk, then all you do is shift the pick rate from everyone playing Valk to everybody playing Valk, beacon, and then a character. Right now it's Valk, and then 2 of whatever the hell you want. All it would do is change it to Valk, because you still need her, because she's still really good. It would change it to Valk, beacon, and then something else. It would make the game even more watered down. As much as, like, I think she has so much shit in her toolkit, I think taking away beacon, honestly, would make the game feel much worse. Horizon, black hole adjustments to Newt's hitbox to make destroying it more reliable. Nice. Black hole Newt takes 50% damage from explosives. Okay. I mean, not like the biggest thing, but, you know, that's fine. I hate her fucking ult, so I'm fine with it getting nerfed. Watson, improvements to perimeter security placement system, whatever the hell that means. Newcastle. Increased movement speed during revive by 25%, excuse me. Reduce turn slow while reviving by 50%. That's good, actually. That needed that. Wait. Reduced it. Wait, does that mean it's faster then? Dude, what? Mobile shield increased HP from 350 to 500. Doubled max movement speed? Bro, what the hell are they thinking? This is literally, like, this did not need to happen. Am I crazy to think that Newcastle was fine the way he was? I didn't think he needed any adjustments. I thought he was like a really well-balanced legend right out of the gate. Added turn slow to electrical barrier effects and increase the severity of the slow effect to movement. Yeah, because that's needed that too. Yeah, the ult could use some bug fixing for sure. But man, I feel like the character felt fine. Alright, right, Joe. Projectile launch speed doubled. Interesting. Will travel twice as far while dropping the same amount of magnets. Duration increased from 5 to 10 seconds. Magnet spawn delay increased from 0.4 to 0.8. Wrecking ball will deal damage to enemy placeable objects. Black market, castle walls exhibit. Okay. It will also destroy Jibby's dome. What? Hey, come again? Alright, never mind. Fuck the Octane bullshit. We're on Maggie now, man. It was like 100 meters. See, that's what I thought. So now it's gonna be like 200 meters? That's ridiculous. I mean, it definitely makes... I mean, I don't mind her, like... I don't mind it going that far, but that fact that you can grief a Jibby Dome that far out... Granted, it's got to travel out there, and by the time it gets there, if it's like max range, it'll probably be done anyway, but... Honestly, I mean, dude, I'm all for more rotation legends. I think Maggie actually might be a rotation character now. Now ignores friendly collision on amped cover placement. Placing walls around teammates will feel more smooth. Okay, cool. Didn't even know that was a problem. Didn't play the character. Caustic, fixed gas ramping bug where transitioning from friendly to enemy gas initially... Thank fucking God. That was so annoying. I don't know if you guys knew that this is an issue. I saw Raven only like a month or two ago tweeted about this being a thing. And I was like, imagine not knowing this, Pepe left. But no, this is actually like, if you didn't know, yeah, if you were like in your own caustic gas, say like a team was trying to push you, and then like you did a lot of damage to them, but you've been in your own gas, as soon as you go to other enemy gas, you're instantly getting max ticked. This is actually a really, really annoying bug. I'm glad they fixed that. Mirage Decos now be scanned by Valk when skydiving. Mirage Decos now be picked up by Seer's Heartseeker. That's actually good. I was so surprised when Seer couldn't do that. Wait, so there's no Seer nerfs? Yikes. I actually am not surprised there are no Seer nerfs, because I feel like usually these patch notes, when they draw them up, are from like a while ago. Like, these aren't things they did like last week, you know what I mean? And Seer only recently became very good, or very popular. So, I'm not surprised to see no Seer nerfs. But I'm still disappointed. Death Totem will show placement preview when activated instead of placing it immediately. I like that. Too many times I did that by accident. Alright, crafting update, team use harvesters. When any player interacts with a material harvester, all players in their team will be given the materials. Wait up. That changes a lot. That actually changes a lot. Holy shit. Okay. We gotta go back to the drawing board of this one. That's gonna speed up crafting so fucking much. Especially in the POIs that are absolutely terrible. Like, Antenna, for example. And to grab all of the crafting in Antenna literally takes you like 40 seconds. We might actually even be able to craft in, this is actually huge for us in Cascades, because we don't craft in Cascades. We might be able to really fast now. Removed shadow rounds from crafting. Okay. Removed hammer points from base crafting and added to RE45 weapon craft. Heavy energy and sniper mag price increased from 35 to from 25. Laser sight added to crafting. 25. Stock and barrel price reduced to 25 from 35. I'm kind of glad. The stock felt like that was too much, honestly. I like that. Added skull piercer, double tap, kinetic feeder. Bro, can we just get rid of kinetic feeder, man? Like, it's so useless. Yeah, helmets, no, for sure. Helmets are huge. Helmets would be really big for... I mean, it depends on what you need always, especially if you're trying to leave POIs early. If you're a zone team, helmets are really big because it saves you a shit ton of meds down the line. On top of you just don't end your fucking career with a Kraber. Increase shoddy bolt price, reduce 2 to 4 ACOG price to 30. Okay. Honestly, really interesting. I like that. I like these changes. Maps rotating for public matches during hunts are Kings Canyon, World's Edge, and Stormpoint. Can we not Stormpoint for pubs, please? Thanks. Replicators and crafting materials have been rebalanced across the maps. Okay, so that's interesting. Curious if, watch them, like, put them all, like, very close by now, even though they made that change. I mean, it'll still be a good change, but... Ring 1 damage increase from 2 to 3 HP a tick, equivalent to Ring 2. So do Ring 1 and 2 just do the same damage now? Ring 1 pre-strength time decreased from 180 to 60. I'm honestly fine with that. I felt like Ring 1 took way too long. But I didn't know if it was something that, like, needed changed. Wait, so it's longer now? Wait a minute. Am I stupid? I think I'm stupid. So this is actually making it longer. Whatever. Starts sooner but takes longer. Okay. Sorry, I'm working with a migraine. My brain isn't working right now, so thank you. I need chat's help. Remove some frustrating final rings at staging that were causing heal-offs. Oh, wow. Fragment East loot buffed from low tier to medium. Oh my god, we have TSM fans in the house, bro. Fragment, oh wait, no, added oob to West Rocks at Lava Siphon. Lava Siphon. I thought they already did that. They're talking about the platform, right? Didn't they already do that? Okay, quality of life, new map mode / map name, UI element on load screen and start flow. Winning and champion tags added to the scoreboard. Added ability to use tap interact prompts in the conflict with hold. Reloading, oh, wait a minute. Reloading near down teammates is now a lot more reliable on controller. This is actually a really good change, man. Added flourish to the crafting materials in the top right of the HUD when they increase. Oh, cute. Added a flourish to items that they become craftable on the crafting station UI. Oh my god, polished game? Added accessibility switch for tuning on and off, yeah, whatever. When dropping from the dropship, the location of the POI lands in is now displayed. Wait, what? When dropping from the dropship, the location of the POI player lands in is... like in the top left, like when it like... Okay. Alright, well that's the patch notes. Some really good things, but then there are... I mean, it's like every season. There's some really good things, and there's some things where I'm like, I just don't really understand why. I'd probably give it like about a 7. Maybe 7.5 out of 10. There are some things I'm excited about. I don't understand why Newcastle is so strong. I know why Seer isn't nerfed. Still disappointed about it. I like the Valk changes. Arcstar still needs more nerfed, but I think it's still good. Love these. Like, this is gonna make the game and rank just way more enjoyable. Skull Piercer, I hope to God they just forgot to put in the base damage nerfs. Because that's just gonna be disgusting. Make sure when it's fucking purple helmet week, you're crafting purple helmets. That shit's gonna matter so much this season. The rank changes also, don't really understand them either. I don't know if that's really gonna fix any of the existing problems. Alright, so we'll look at the map changes now. This is obviously very good. One of my biggest gripes, I honestly think, here, let's pull up actually a map of KC. I actually think a lot of the KC map changes are incredible. Like, they're seriously very, very good. But the one thing I never understood, like, this whole side of KC is so good. They really did well with all this. I never understood why the flip side of it was that they had to blow up literally a quarter of the fucking map. So the fact that they're filling it in even a little bit is really good. It looks like Skulltown, but less toxic. Because honestly, if you take off the rose-tinted glasses for a little bit, as much as Skulltown was fun to drop in on, that height and everything, like, there was a lot of toxic gameplay around it, and it was kind of just annoying in higher lobbies. Like, I remember when, like, the second season of Ranked before World's Edge, I would just avoid going into Skulltown if I could, because there's always a team posted up top with snipers, incredibly difficult to siege. This high ground up here looks a lot to me like the way they kind of made Down Beast in Stormpoint, where it's obviously like this really huge, it's an insane high ground, but it's really hard to hold. Because I can see, just from this screenshot, I see 3 different zip lines on, like, different areas, and it's a really wide area. That's really hard to hold as a 3-man team. So, it seems like it's obviously still a very good high ground, but it's not going to be totally oppressive like the old Skulltown was. If there's one thing Apex does really well, it's map updates. I don't have nostalgia for the old maps the way they were. I, like, personally, like, I think this is the best version of World's Edge we have. Even the KC changes are really good. Olympus changes are actually really good now that I'm, like, kind of thinking about them. Like, I think their map update team is really fucking good. I think they hit a lot of pain points on maps that we outgrow a little bit. Modified POIs. Cage, thank you. This is all, dude, Cage was so toxic as well. It was such a, this is cool. Let's see what it is first. Looks like we got 2 new zips. We got a new ramp. 2 new zips that go up. Obviously, you don't have that crazy ass just like fucking just sit up there forever or turbo caustic Watson up. This is nice. I like this. This opens up Cage a lot more. Players entering the area will be able to put additional pressure on dominant squads. It's easier to enter or leave. Players should now more easily be able to capitalize on advantage and end the fight. I like that, yeah. It was like, dude, spots that are like impossible to push, man. I'm glad they're touching those. Why is it called Cage anymore? Because now it's a cage for your death if you play up there. It's your prison. It's your coffin. Ooh, I'm surprised they changed this. Ooh, this seems like there's a lot less loot here. This place used to be fucking jacked up with loot. I don't disagree with them changing it because it definitely is a spot that like people choke up a lot. Because that is like one of the problems with KC is people post up in areas and then make it impossible for you to like do anything because they're just holding a really strong spot. I mean, maybe this spot didn't really need change, but we'll see how it plays out. We should restore some buildings that previously existed at Broken Relay. Let's go. I like that. I miss Relay. That is one POI I kind of wish was there. I don't miss the island as much, but I like this actually. This change is really good. Anytime you add a little bit more space to play, I'm a fan of it. Modified rotations. Squads didn't need to fully commit to a decision as much as they needed to on other maps. Frequent cut-throughs made it easy to interrupt fights without consequence. For this update, we wanted to reward players for playing the rotations thoughtfully by making some key changes. Alright, boys, start planning your rotations ahead of time, I guess. I don't know how much I like that, but they say they're trying to prevent third parties. Let's find out, actually. This major rotation in the center of the map connected destroyed bridges, river center, and hillside. We felt that this rotation was too fast, contributing to a high amount of third parties at river center and hillside. To make the flow of squads more predictable, we've removed the connection to destroyed bridges. I mean, that's fair reasoning. Like I said, anytime you get patch notes of any kind, you have to take it with a grain of salt until you really try it. Obviously, they've played this. I'm sure they've play tested this. Maybe it does feel better. We'll see. We'll also remove this cave connection between Marketplace and River Center. Oh, that's interesting. Wait, that's interesting. I'm not normally a fan of putting in more walls and less spots to go through. I didn't like this cave, but I don't know. That's too big rotates completely taken out. Okay. Oh, Marketplace. We removed the small cave connection to the back to a more visible location and widened it significantly. This should make it more difficult for players to ambush squads in Marketplace and improve player awareness overall. Wait, so they moved the small cave connection at the back to okay, that's a cool change. I like that. Marketplace definitely. This was definitely too strong. I do like that. That's a good change. Look, if all of these changes do significantly reduce third parties, then honestly, at the end of the day, I'm for them. Made a similar modification to checkpoint near the cage. The amount of new playable space is significant and gives players better visibility of the surrounding area. That's good. See, I like this. Open this fucking bitch up. Over time, loot quantity and quality across POIs has become a frequent point of feedback, and this update we've taken a lot of time to re-examine loot on Kings Canyon at a holistic level to get it back to a healthy spot. That's good. See, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, they are very capable of putting in some good updates. Loot disparity. We rebalanced the distribution of loot across a number of POIs to address major loot disparity between key POIs. Crash Site and Spotted Lakes have been taken down a peg. Good. And several older POIs have been given a much needed bump, such as Runoff, Hydro Dam, Swamps, and Octane's Gauntlet. Good. That's good. The disparity was so bad. And all the new POIs were so busted. It felt like you were landing in like the literal like slums when you would land in like some of the OG POIs. We made significant changes to loot rarity zones across King King. Many POIs that felt prominent enough for medium or rare tier loot simply weren't tagged for it. The quality of loot you can expect to find should feel much more intuitive. Total loot count was much lower compared to our other maps. The biggest offenders were the buildings from the original version of the map that contain less loot overall than buildings introduced in subsequent map updates. After taking steps to address this, the total loot can now spawn in is roughly comparable to Olympus. Okay. Yeah, Skybox. This is actually big. I'm not gonna lie, dude. One of the reasons I personally did not like KC, and this is just like a purely aesthetic thing, but it does play like into your mood and how you like things. When I would load in, like, all the other maps are so bright and vibrant. This map, like, look at this. Like, dude, this shit is so dull. I would get, like, my mood would just drop looking at the map. Like, this looks so much nicer. No audio updates, though? Yeah, don't count on that. I've long given up on audio updates. Made a large number of quality life changes all over Kings Canyon, but here's some of the highlights. Added a new raised walkway to help players rotate between destroyed bridges and river center, okay. 2 sets of stairs and 2 ziplines to help non-movement legends across the walls or repulsor. 1 vertical zipline to help non-movement legends across the wall to artillery. 2 vertical ziplines to help players. Okay. I mean, this is all good. Verticality, it sucked not having like a path horizon or something on your team. So, I mean, dude, all these map changes, I mean, a couple of them are slightly questionable, but overall, these seem really good, man. I'm like genuinely excited to play tomorrow. Do you think KC will be an ALGS now? We'd have to try it, Hydrofeed. I actually think KC is was pretty close to being competitive ready in its old state. I think now it really could be ready for KC. Like, I didn't like KC for ranked. I was never really that huge of a fan of KC splits. But I did think KC was not that bad competitively, actually. And I've played on it. It's not... As long as the loot is better all around. It seems like there's some insanely good map changes. Like, they are tackling all of the problems of KC, I think, really well. Straight up, I'm gonna say it. If this version plays nicely, yeah, I think it could be comp ready. I mean, overall, like, the map update definitely got me much more excited to play next season. That probably bumps up to like an 8 out of 10 for me. Overall in the patch notes, if I had to give it a rating. I like it. I'm excited.